Oh yeah, it's October right now, so I might as well be talking about some classic horror Nintendo games. Ooh, look at this. Castlevania. You gotta love that artwork, and how can you not? Dracula even has a little drop of blood by his teeth. Ah, very cool opening with the bat and all that. I didn't mean for that to run. This game just has so much atmosphere, and you can see why it was a cult hit. If you don't know Castlevania, it's a cool arcade title ported to original Nintendo. Yeah, so the whole deal is Simon Belmont here is cursed with legendary blood that makes him more powerful than the average human. But, yeah, it also dooms him to fight the evil forces of Count Dracula. So he's a badass and he knows it, and he knows he's the only one that can stop these forces of evil. You can upgrade your whip to this cool ball and chain. You can increase the length of it to make it hit even harder. Oh yeah. And you can collect hearts that increase your sub-weapon. You press up and the B button, boom. Yeah, the holy water doesn't look, too effective, but it can do a lot of damage. And believe me, in this game, you're gonna need those sub-weapons. Yeah, so this game, really freaked me out as a kid. This is stage 5 here in Castlevania, and look at all those bones and chains and all that. Very gruesome. But also very cool at the same time. You rarely see this in your Nintendo games or your video games at the time. You can actually see the different decay and all that in the pillars. Very cool. Alright, so there are 6 stages in this awesome game altogether. And believe me, it gets much more difficult the further you get into it. In the later stages, you can only take so many hits. Early on, you got about 8 hits till the enemy kills you, then it's game over. Or, until you lose a life. But in the later stages, you only get 4 hits, if that makes any sense. Come on. Alright, here we go. And common enemies will also drop power-ups as well. There's tons of power-ups in here, like you can get different hearts, increase your ammo. You see that little 2 icon on the top right up there? Yep, that means I can throw 2 holy waters at once. Whoa. It may not seem like a big deal, but with, bosses like the Grim Reaper and Dracula, you're gonna need those special power-ups. Yeah, this game is just filled with tons of cool monsters. Like, look at this. It's a skeleton that moves very slowly, but you can't kill him, so you gotta figure out a way to outrun him. Yeah, so this game was released, in the Nintendo's early life, around 1987. And if you saw my review of Ghosts and Goblins, yeah, this game looks way better. Yeah, no offense to Ghosts and Goblin fans out there, but yeah, this game has a better frame rate. It's more accurate to the arcade game. Yeah, Konami did an awesome job here. And the difficulty still isn't very easy. Even though I'd say this is much more forgiving than Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, this is definitely a classic. Okay. Yeah, even though I said this is easier than Ghosts and Goblins, this is still an insane challenge. I look at that. I only took a few hits in this game, but I'm already dead practically. And fortunately, I can eat meat that's stored up into, hallways and all that. For some reason. Oh, and you're gonna learn to hate those Medusa heads. You get hit in this game, you get knocked back, and if there's a pit behind you, boom, you're dead. Ah, crap. There's another one. Okay, I can do this. I want to show the Grim Reaper. Okay, pressure's on. Ah! And look how many sequels and series this game spawned, just with this one game. You have Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where you actually play as Dracula's son. Because in other Castlevanias, like Castlevania 3, you know, you had friends to help you out and different characters you can use. In this game, you're all alone. 6 stages, yeah. Yeah, do it all by yourself. Ah. Oh yeah, that was awesome. So, great graphics and music for its time. Well, I'd say the music is still awesome. Yeah, this game innovated in so many ways. Even though it's still just a basic action game, you're on the clock, so you gotta move as quickly as you can. Yeah, it's just awesome. I give it an 84 out of 100. It's a bit too hard in spots. Yeah, you get hit, you get knocked back, you fall in the pit. Yeah, it's a bit too cheap in places, but hey, I still beat it when I was a kid. Hey, I'm still playing this to this day. Yeah, and this is a classic that actually got remade on PlayStation 1. There's a remake on Super Nintendo called Super Castlevania 4, which retells this story. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say with it. It's a great game. Oh yeah, great music here too. Okay, I'll shout out.